What up, everyone? It's your boys here, Brew, coming back at you with part 3 of the series of dealing with the gear, I guess. I don't even know what we called it. Let me go look. How to deal with the new gear changes in the game. So this is part 3 of the series, and honestly, it's been almost a week or two since I released those other 2 videos. And it's just because this is my least favorite part of this game. And Raid Shadow Legends is an amazing game, and it has all kinds of different aspects. And I don't think this is said enough, actually. The gear on your champions is what makes or breaks your champions. You can have the most amazing champion in the world. If you put crappy gear sets or have bad stats on those champions, it's not going to work. And then if you get like the ultimate perfect gear set for said champion, it will perform tremendously, right? And again, as a recap, I think traditionally what I used to do is my best champion, especially like in arena and stuff, I would put probably my best gear on them at the time, right? So I would use the Hell Hades optimizer. I'd mark them a 5. We will show that in the next part of the series when we go to gear these different champions. Try to put the best gear with the best stats on our different champions and go from there. And then I think now that we have free gear removal, that we can really capitalize on the pre-built stats. Again, I showcased doing this on the Marius before. You go into filter, preset manager, and then of course I had this 9-piece Slayer set that I can put onto him. The real crappy thing about this, and this is why I've kind of hesitated on building these, is you are pulling gear off of other champions when you start utilizing the system. And again, it's all free, so it's really easy to do now. There's no way to really put that gear back on the champions. And that's what I really want to cover on this video today, is what I think I need to do next. Again, this is all based on me just trying to figure this out. What I'm going to try to do in this video is go in and put presets on all my existing champions.
Real quick, click the link in my description to get a free Karato, as well as Annex, Ugo, and Mausoleum Mage as you level up. Here's how to do it. Log out of Player and Play on a PC and uninstall. Click the link in my description and register with a brand new email. Launch Raid and complete the tutorial. Go to your inbox and claim your first champion. Get an awesome start in Raid Shadow Legends with your free Karato Fox Hunter, as well as 3 epic champions. Hit the link below and claim them today. I'll see you in the game. Woo!
I was doing a little hint of this prior to recording this video, not today, a couple days ago. And one thing I noticed is when you go to save a preset gear set, so notice this one already says preset, and I think that's the default name. So I had where Garal's old nuke, so these are probably better stat accessories that I put on him, or on Garal, excuse me, and during the last event where Seer was basically the go-to person to do it, but you had to get extremely crazy stats to beat the last event dungeon. So anyway, the point I was trying to make is you go in to save a preset. Okay, so here, yeah, so by default, here's one that I've already ripped off. But so if I go to save this as a preset, it's going to save as preset. And I think I might have just discovered what I found out the other day. This is probably pretty good to show on this. So save as preset, right? I'm saying, hey, I'm saving it on this champion, not a global preset, and save this. And by the way, the default name is preset. Now notice we had that other one that had like 1 piece of gear on it. I'm gonna hit save preset. Yeah. No, it actually did save it. I don't know what happened before, but I saw something funky and weird. I will just say, if you've already done a little bit of presets, just be cognizant of older sets out there if you go in and do this. Now, because the default name is preset, I'm going to delete that one. I think what I'm going to try to do for all my champions is say, okay, I want to save the gear that's on them today, and I'm going to go through, and so this one already looks like it already has a preset, and I haven't changed it, right? So I've already done his. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through the current list of champions that have gear on them, and so this dude doesn't have a full... Oh, that's my global, sorry. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with, I don't know what's going on with all this. So, all right, so presets, and it looks like I probably just pulled this gear off of this champion. So I don't, oh, that's global, sorry. See, it's very confusing. So I guess, Plarium, if you're watching this, we need to fix the confusion and all the extra clicks. Because if I have to click into the next champion, I have to close this, click the next champion, click the piece of gear, click manage, click, oh, nope, hit filter. I did it wrong. See, you get messed up. You got to click preset manager and look, okay, so we got a preset on this champion. Yay. So I think that needs to be cleaned up. It would be really nice if we could just go in and maybe just like, I don't know, still see our champions and just click and leave this screen up maybe would be a little bit helpful. Yeah, so we're going to save this set. We're going to save it as preset. Yes, champion preset. And that is now saved. I'm going to hit manage and delete this preset. I have no clue what that was before. Click accessory, hit manage and delete that preset. So yeah, so this is what I am going to attempt to do. This is what I would suggest everybody to do is, and again, a lot of these champions have been built this way for 2 or 3 years. Like Walking Tomb Drench, I think came out 3 years ago at this point. And I gave him X amount of regeneration, and I have him specifically set up in a speed set because I need him to go second on my Spider 10 team. I got a Cold Heart starting to make sure to bring all the Spiderlings down, and then this dude goes, and then I got 2 Teoxes and what's his face to activate the burns. Yeah, I always do that all the time. This dude, Artak. I almost said, I knew it started with A, but I almost said a different name, and I'm glad I didn't say it. But yeah, Artak. So basically, if you've ever seen my team, you know, I hit it with the Cold Heart. It brings the last 2 Spiderlings down. We put the HP burn out, and then we use Teox 1, Teox 2, and then Artak goes, and he has the, if it's not enough to kill, he has the 5-star Soul Reap. So that being said, I think that was a very long-winded reason is I have to keep certain of these speeds and things like that. And so we need to go in and basically save different presets. So this one looks to be preset and he's all wearing it. And I've done this with some champions, but see, like Leo here. Now, here's another example of whatever. So I had a preset. Looks like maybe I sold a piece of gear that he had on him. It looks like I've pulled off some accessories as well. I had an old banner on the Leo and I pulled it off and I did not replace the banner. I pulled it off and it was probably for Sigfriend, to be honest. Oh no, it wouldn't have been Sigfriend, who is a skinwalker that probably needed speed at the high end. Doesn't matter. What does matter is this is what you want to potentially avoid doing. So I think come to Leoris, I think it's time to just completely rebuild him anyway. So I'll rebuild him and then and I'll probably use my existing gear. So I think that's the other piece of this is we want to do existing gear. Like here's what's going to sit on him forever. And then I'm going to build a ultimate set to go on them, right? So for example, and I say ultimate set now Marius is playing 2 roles for me, right? But I think this is just an easy way for me to illustrate this. I know I showed this earlier, but we have the arena set, which again is a 4-piece stone skin, 4-piece lethal to get some ignored defense, but also that stone skin to protect us against a lot of stuff, but mainly getting that stun he puts out on his A3 wanded back onto us. The stone skin will block that. So I have to keep him in this when I'm using him in arena, and I use him in arena almost every single day, right? That I'm doing any type of arena, whether it's tag team, regular arena, or live arena. So in this case, he's playing 2 different roles, but I think for most all other champions, what I'm going to do now in part 4 of the series is we're going to just start building out whole champions, and I'll show you in Hell Hades optimizers how I do that. So what I'm going to do is for the rest of this video is just basically go through all my champions and save their existing sets. So Leo, we're just going to have to rebuild him. But like, for example, this ninja, and this ninja is insane. And I might have taken gear off of him, but I use him in Hydra. So I'm just going to say, okay, here is the ninja that I use. And he is a little bit slower, but I use that Lady Mikage to make him do his attacks multiple times, right? And he is 6-star awakened. So what we'll do is we'll just go through and we'll save. See, I do it wrong every single time. Preset manager, because he's got no preset. So I'm gonna hit save, preset. There we go. Save as a champion preset. So now Ninja's stuff is saved. And the reason for this, like, okay, so let's say, for example, I go to rebuild my Leo, and I'm like, okay, I want Leo to nuke really, really hard, and I'm willing to pull gear off of other champions. So let's just say that, I don't know, this attack chest with a quad roll of crit damage is also in a Slayer set, also has been fully awakened with the relic stuff. So it's an 80% crit rate percentage with a quad roll of crit damage, right? This is an amazing piece for any attack-based nuker, right? So now that I've saved this set on Ninja, it could be when I go to build the Leo, I can maybe potentially borrow sets. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a set, and it's going to be Leo's set that nobody else has on the gear. And then what I'll do is I'll go in and build a secondary set, and I'll say, okay, give me the ultimate attack-based Skinwalker nuker, which I probably already have that, speaking of Skinwalkers, with Sun Wukong. because he is a nuker as well, also has the lethal, right? So it could be that if I'm using Sun Wukong, you know, he's got this set on, and when I'm using, and see, I actually pull this because it's in the Slayer piece and it's the double roll crit damage. We put this on the Marius, even though it's an attack-based piece, but Marius doesn't need that normally because he's a defense-based nuker. Would throw this back onto Sun Wukong. But anyway, hopefully this isn't too confusing. I know I'm a bit of rambling, but that's to break it all down. I'm going to go through, save all my presets, okay? And then what we'll do is we'll build ultimate sets. We talked about that a little bit in the other video, but I'll build an ultimate attack-based nuker set. And maybe it's peeling this chest off of my ninja. I need to make sure that ninja gets this gear back on him, right? So to make sure he gets his gear back on him, you know, we have this set up for him, and we can just quickly go back and grab it, right? And maybe we build ninja. Maybe there's a better set pulling gear off of other champions, right? So when I built my ninja, this might not have been all my best gear at the time, or I might have pulled better gear from when I was able to get the ninja. I think it's been about a year since they gave us the ninja back again. He happened prior to me starting the game, but anyway, so maybe we build a second one that maybe I can get his stats even higher, and it's not using that chest piece or whatever. But I want to be able to quickly go back and put their basic presets on, and the only way to do that is, and again, this dude's stats aren't necessarily any good or anything whatsoever, Killian the Lucky, but I need to, it looks like I've already saved his preset. So I have done some of this. I don't know when I did it, to be honest with you, but it does look like I have done some of this. So that's what we need to do. This has not been a good video. I apologize out the rip. Here we go. Save this preset. Yeah, save as a global preset. But the next piece of it is we're going to build out using the Hell Hades optimizer. We're going to build out the best champions. You know what I'm saying? So much love, and we're gonna end this one here. A bunch of ADHD rambling. I do apologize, but I appreciate all the love and support that you give me. Zero Brew out. Bye.